What is going on, garden fans? Welcome back to the Permaculture Homestead. I am out at the project site right now. I wanted to give you an update as to what's going on out here. I am absolutely surprised at how much this place has changed with so very little work. Honestly, we've been just chopping and dropping this year. You can see the wood chips scattered about. I did most of the chopping last week. We're doing a lot of the dropping right now. And with very little input and very little work, what I'm seeing is a lot of growth and a lot of maturity in just 1 year's time. So I want to show you a couple things going on out here today, show you what's fruiting, show you what's still growing good, and we even got a little poultry swap going on. So come on back, enjoy the journey. Alright, so I'm at the top of the hill. I'm going to kind of jump down from where I'm at. Show you a couple things that are fruiting, flowering, all that stuff. We have a few pomegranate throughout the landscape that are putting on fruit. They fit in well here. A good shrub layer, good understory for a lot of the trees. Trees are all maturing. Pecan. Here's a mulberry. Mulberries are actually wanting to put on a fall flush of fruit. So I know they look kind of dead, but they're not. They're going to put on a fall flush here. Ever-bearing mulberries. This is a Chinese chestnut that I swear every time I chop it and drop the nitrogen fixing companion plant, it throws on an extra foot of growth. So this growth from my fingers to the tip is new within the past 2 weeks. So it's amazing how kind of liberating the soil and liberating the airspace liberates the surrounding tree. Chinese chestnut, not very old, couple years old, but it is produced for us. Very interesting looking fruit. Nut in this case. Chinese chestnut. More things fruiting. Persimmons. Still putting on. This is Japanese persimmon, and it's the same story. I feel like when I come out here and chop and drop, kind of liberate the understory, we get this big jump in growth. So persimmons looking good. This is Japanese Fuyu persimmon. These will probably be ready in another month or so. There's lots of food down that way, but I'm not going to venture into it yet. Still got quite a bit of chopping and dropping to do. Our hazelnuts, hazelburts, they have catkinned here in the fall, but I do not think we're going to get any nut production. I think our best time to get nuts is in the spring. Let me just peek around really quick. Here again, I was saying earlier, I'm amazed at how much things have grown. I mean, all the trees have put on over a foot of growth this year. So the canopy is going to really start thickening up here in the near future, and we'll have our working pathways basically underneath a giant food forest. Some other things fruiting. Pineapple guava fruiting. And here again, these are just putting on a lot of thick new growth. We've had a good amount of rain this year, and because of that, we're getting a good amount of fruit production. Now, this is amazing. I'm amazed by the pineapple guava fruit here, only because I grow these as well at my house, but they haven't yet put on fruit. They haven't gotten this big. They haven't gotten this bushy. Really, it's sun. The sun is the determining factor here at the project site. Another thing we're getting are jujube. Here's a jujube. We got another jujube over here putting on fruit. We have two varieties, Li and Lang varieties. And as these trees continue to mature, I'm only going to expect them to put on more fruit, more and more and more fruit. So I'm really surprised that I'm even getting a bit of a harvest here, because these trees are still only about 3 or 4 years old, in most cases, 3 years old. But they're highly productive. And I can only see more production in the future when these trees get to be 20, 30 feet tall. So, here's a quick update on the food. We did a lot of chop and drop down at the bottom of the hill. And this whole area is developing well. We have our nitrogen fixing shrubs. We have figs interplanted between them. On the uphill slope here, we got a bunch of blueberries. with a mayhaw as our tree species. Farm's a community area. Let's go see what else is going on. Now, while I was out here today, garden fans, there was a poultry and livestock swap going on. This is where a lot of the local homesteaders can come, get together, buy, sell, and trade poultry or other livestock that they might be raising. This did give me an opportunity to let some baby goats tear through some of the weeds in the food forest. But this really is a community project. If you are friended with Locklairs Farm on Facebook, you would be able to see when these activities go on. During a lot of these poultry swaps, I am giving private tours of the food forest. As you know, and as you can see, it is growing and developing just fine. Please get involved. Go find Locklairs Farm on Facebook. I'll be leaving a link in the description. And I wanted to end here just by saying a couple things. I've been spending a lot more time out here at the project site than my own home site. It's just because there's a lot more going on and it's still very young in its development. My home site is 6 years old. There's really not a whole lot more I can do there. The diversity is good, but there's certainly a lot of things I can't grow just based off of my small space and limited light. So it's been really enjoyable to come out here and see things like these blueberries putting on a foot of growth in 1 year because we've had good weather and good rain and pretty consistent watering. Is really a fun project to see develop. I've been out here a lot and I'm going to be out here a lot more. If you got any questions, please just ask. As always, please give this video a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe as always. That's what really helps us out. Thanks for the support. God bless.